Entering Math 370, I had a fear developing inside me. How was I supposed to teach math to students when I did not quite understand the concepts myself? I was fearful of explaining methods and receiving blank stares. My own math history was imbalanced with years of understanding and years of confusion. It was also a memory game where I would memorize how to do something just for the test. During the course, I asked myself, when am I going to reach the level of knowledge that my instructors seem to have? That is when I realized there is no end. I am building a staircase with skills that I will use as a teacher, but this staircase never ends. There are skills that I will continue to explore and learn, as well as refine old ones. My past math experiences contained paper and pencils, which came with anxiety and fear. I wanted to change this for my students. I wanted them to be engaged in math so that they could see a new light on it. To accomplish this goal, I made sure I had manipulatives that my students could see and use in the lesson. I also created each lesson based on each individual's needs and tried to differentiate when needed. I wanted my students to walk away having a concrete understanding of math, not just an equation. In each lesson, I explained why we did certain math steps, and we walked through the explanation. I also wanted to make sure that math was relevant to them, that math was just not part of a classroom. The first step that I learned in this course is the importance of behavior management and letting my students know what is expected of them. Before each session, I set up our Focus Fox chart, our schedule, and the goal for the day. This gave them ownership of their actions and increased their motivation. They were also aware of what they were going to do for the day and decreased distractions. The next step that I learned in this course was assessment. When first meeting my students, I did a pre-assessment. This showed what my students already knew about math and how they felt about it. This was beneficial because it let me see into my students' math experiences, and I became aware of things I needed to look for. It would help me in the future make my lesson plans intentional for their needs. The last step I built during the semester is reflecting. I never realized the importance of reflecting on my own performance. When I watched myself on video, I caught things that I never would have seen before. Being able to see what worked and what didn't work helped future lesson plans become successful. I used to think reflecting was a bad thing, focusing on what I messed up on, but now I see that it is used for improving and refining skills that I already possess. In my future, I plan on using the steps that I built during this experience. I also plan on continuing to reflect on my teaching as I refine, rebuild, and build new steps.